Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Trusty Tools angled gatefold card. So you can see the little angles here. It's got a belly band, so that slides off, she says. I'm trying not to pull that off. And then that's the design of the card. So I think they're really cool. Just a different layout, and I'll show you how to cut all the pieces for this. So it's using in the Sale-a-bration brochure. So this is a promotion Stampin' Up run throughout January and February, and you can earn these papers for free with a £45 purchase. So if you either place an order on my online store or send an order to me and I'll put it through for you, if you can collect from Hersey, and you can choose these or the other selections in the Sale-a-bration brochure. But I really loved this. It's quite hard sometimes to do mail cards, not that this is specifically for mail, but probably predominantly, and it works really well with this bundle in the mini catalogue. So it's got some Father's Day greetings, but you don't have to obviously use it for that, and there's some really cool dies here. So I'm using a bit of a mix of those. So let me show you the supplies you need. Do let me know if you want a catalogue actually as well, and I'll pop one in the post to you for free. Okay, so just to show you here some of the designer series paper. So I've been cutting out various bits from here, but it's great. You can use these little offcuts on the corners here, because actually a lot of them are just stuck out of the toolkit. So you don't even need full pieces. You know, you can just, like this pencil, the one I've got, I don't need a whole pencil. I don't need one of these ones in the middle where you've got a bit more. So you can actually get a lot out of here. So let me tell you the supply. So I've used a piece of basic grey, and this measures 5.5 inches by 11. 2 pieces of designer series paper that I want to appear on the front. So obviously you could do matching ones, but there is a specific way to cut these, so I'll show you. And these measure 3.25 inches by 5 3/8. This is what I've used for the belly band, and it's about 3/4 inch. I say about because I've just used 3 dots across. So if you're doing other designer series paper, it's 3/4 inch that way. But I just cut it so that I've got those 3 dots. And it's 9.25 in length. You need a piece to write on in the middle. I've just obviously cut that so it doesn't show over the top. And this measures 4 inches by 3.5. And then you need a scrap of the grey, and actually the bit that we cut off from the A4 is the perfect size to cut the toolbox. And then some of the tools we're just going to fussy cut. There are dies for some of them, and definitely if you use the stamp set, there are dies to cut these ones out. You see the little trio here of the little screws and things, but they're so easy to fussy cut, to be honest. Might be as quick to do that. The greeting, I should just say as well, actually is from Flower Cart, and it's this one here, and I chose that because I could stamp it and then cut it with the pencil die, so I thought that went quite well. Handy set, and we're going to use this in a month or so. So let's go ahead and show you first how to score and cut the base. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. You could do this all on a trimmer if you want to, but I'm just going to bring this in. And you're going to score at both ends at 3 3/8. There we go, 3 3/8, both ends. So I just did one, turned it around, did the other end. And then what you need to do on the bottom edge, so let's say this is the bottom edge for now, you need to mark, I'm just going to move this little marker here, you need to mark at 1 inch at both ends. So one there and one at 10 inches here. So I've marked at 1 inch and at 10 inches. So that's our bottom, that's our base of the card. And then turn it around so that the 1 inch score mark, a little notch you did there, is facing the right hand side. And then you want to do another little mark here at 1 3/4. And then you're going to flip that whole thing over. So in effect, you've got that little original mark there that we did at 10 inches. And you're going to put a little mark again at 1 3/4. Okay, so that's the marking and scoring done for that one. To bring in my trimmer. So what we need to do is line up this 1 inch mark. So this was the bottom of the card here, the 1 inch mark with the 1 3/4 here. And we're going to line those up in the track. So I've got this one and this one. Am I in shot for both of them? I'm just going to stand up. I can't quite see. Yes, I am. Okay, so, and then you're just going to cut there. And then from this one here, you're going to line it up again in the little groove and line up the score line and cut that piece. So that's how we get our first angled piece. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So find your 1 inch mark and your 1 3/4, line them both up in the groove here. Mine's moving a little bit. There we go. And then you're going to cut that off. And then again, from that 1 3/4 mark to the score line here at the top, another cut. So that's how you get your shape. And then obviously we're just going to fold these in and give them a little burnish in a second. Okay, while I've got the kind of trimmer and the simply scored out, I'm going to show you what to do with your designer series paper. So you want to put the two outside pieces, the two pieces that you want showing on the outside like this. And I'm going to make sure I've got, this is the bottom because that's the way the hammers go. So I've got my hammers underneath, but at the bottom. So they're all facing the right way that way. So if you have a pattern, have it facing towards this way. And then you're going to put a little notch. Let me just check. It's kind of the same. So at 1 inch here. So like I said, the hammers are underneath at the bottom facing that way. And then turn it this way so that your little 1 inch notch again is facing towards the right. And you're going to put a little mark at 1 3/4. Okay, keep them together. And we're going to do the same thing again. So I've got the notch here. So I've got the two pieces of designer series paper together. She says, just pulling them apart, you can just line them back up. So I've got my little notch here and then the 1 3/4 one there, both in the tracks. Kind of hard to see on film. And then you're just going to take those triangles out again and then spin it round and do the same as we did on the outside. It's a bit harder to see this angle once you've cut on the paper. Don't worry, these are slightly offset at the top now. It will still work out. So line up the corner with the little notch there and just take those triangles out as well. And then you'll have your pieces opposing like that. Okay, so you just do one lot of cutting and they're good to go. Okay, that's the kind of trickier bit, I guess. So bring the card back in. I'm just going to give it a little burnish with the bone folder, make it nice and crisp. So this will be a great one, you know, for birthdays, if you know someone who does quite a lot of DIY, or for Father's Day. Always handy to have. So go ahead and with liquid glue, we're going to stick on these front panels. There's some really great designs in here, these little nuts and bolts. And the colours are good. We've got some Lost Lagoon in there. We've got Real Red. I think it's Real Red. Pecan Pie. A real mix of colours. Okay, so this one lines up with a little border. Just move it around. That's the beauty of the liquid glue, isn't it? Like that. And then this one is going to line up on this side here. And I wanted one that had quite a pattern and then quite a plain one. But there's so many great papers in this. Okay, so stick this one on as well. About there. Cool. Okay, so there's the base of your card. And actually, I'm not a massive fan of yellows in general, but yellow with grey, so this is crushed curry, and with the basic grey I actually really like that combo. So although not normally a massive fan, I do like it for this. Okay, so let's cut out the toolbox. So I'm going to get the dies. Yeah. So you get lots of dies in here. And these are the two I want for the toolbox. But you've got a drill, you've got, what's this, like a wrench, you've got spanners, hammer, pencil, all sorts in here. Hammer, you can build them up out of cardstock or you can stamp them. So it's a really versatile set. And I'm sure there's lots more we can do with it as well. So I'm just going to line this up on this offcut from the original card base. And I'm going to pop that through the cutting machine. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So I'll pop those to one side. So we don't need that now. Just pop this one out. Cute, isn't it? And I am, where did my take a pick tool gone? Disappeared. I used my old pokey tool. Just going to get rid of these. You could leave them in if you want, but I popped, and actually a couple, one of mine's fallen off, but these little Festive Pearls on there just to kind of create the corners of the toolbox. Okay, that one didn't come out. So I'm just going to use a glue dot here, rolled up glue dot, to go on either end, either end of the right side of this, because that's just going to kind of balance on the top. And I've just done it far enough so it just kind of covers that first little hole there. The glue dots will be a bit bigger, so that's why I just roll them up a little bit. There we go. And this one here. Okay, so oops, so we can just attach the two of these now together. And don't worry that the glue dots are showing through, because like I say, we're going to pop a little festive pearl over the top anyway. So there's our toolbox. Like I said, I fussy cut. I've gone ahead and I've cut the spanner, the pliers. Oh, didn't finish off the pliers. I'll do that in a sec. And I just wanted to show you how easy it was. This little one here actually is from one of their papers. So I've just cut a little ruler off of it. You used a tiny, teeny bit, but also it was what we used for the belly band. So let me just show you. I mean, you know, we know how to fussy cut really, but for those who haven't really done it before, a bit nervous, it's just a case really of moving the paper rather than the scissors too much. That's kind of the easiest way to do it. And it's, you know, you can see here, it's really quick to go around. But like I say, I think it was the paintbrush and the spanner did have dies, certain ones, not all of them in the papers. Oh, I cut one side of that. I think it's because this was right on an edge and I was trying to make these ends look sharp because I didn't want to waste them. And you'd never know that I've cut a teeny bit off the end. Okay, so, oh, with the spanner as well, I just thought, let's snip it in half and have two ends. So it looks like two tools. Okay, so with this one, I stuck the outside kind of pincer bit, handle, I guess, to the outside. So that was this one. Just with some glue. So most of them I'm sticking underneath, but this one I just stuck to the outside. I don't know how far up I went with the glue. And that takes up, it just gives a little bit of interest on the front as well. Paintbrush, you can, any of these you can trim down if they're too long as well. Ooh, that's a lot. So with these, I just tucked them in and just had them coming out various angles, and it just kind of all went together. Just got some glue on me. Little ruler. Oh, I've done that on the wrong side. So you need to put the glue on the right side here, if you're tucking them in. Unlike, I might angle this way because the paintbrush is also yellow, and on the other one I had a different colour. I'm getting glue all over me here. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, where's my pencil? Oh, my pencil, that, just to show you again, that was a little offcut on the end. So I'm going to put my spanner, I'm just picking this up so that it doesn't stick with the bits that I've put the glue on the wrong side. Spanner, a little bit of glue on this side, and my pencil. So there's loads of different tools in here. Some of them will look a bit big for the toolbox, but you can decide which ones you want to put on. And then you just kind of layer them up. Am I going to put the pencil on the end? I think so. But it's cute, isn't it, how many you can fit in here with just a little bit of fussy cutting. So maybe we'll put the pencil, yeah, let's put that way. Cool. Okay, so that's that. It's a really simple card to put together once you've done the cuts and got those mastered. Okay, so this piece, it's wider than it is in depth here because we're going to have a small border all the way down here, and we don't want it showing under this little point. So let's stick this in. It's a bit crazy. a bit quick and happy with my glue there. Okay, so roughly with a border that's similar all the way around. Nearly there. So with the belly band, all I did was popped it roughly in the middle on the front. Doesn't have to be exact, but with these little dots you could kind of, you know, line them up so it looks quite good. Fold on either side, so you want it fairly tight but not so tight that it won't slide. And then on the back just line up the edges here, and you can either use glue or tape. So you're just going to put some on one end. I'm quite a big fan of tear and tape, so I'm just going to put a little bit on the end here. Oops. That's straight. And I never do this with my nail. I do it with do it with a tape before. There's a reason. It works so much better. Yeah. So you're just going to fold this one over, whoops, to meet the other. And so that it's not too tight. Like I say, it will still slide, so you can get the belly band on and off. We're going to pop the toolbox on with some dimensionals. So obviously it looks a bit crazy on the back of here, that's fine. So I think oh no, we need to do them across the middle. Whoops. Because we're sticking them to the belly band. So just a little trio across, across the middle. Okay. And we can slide this down to wherever we want it, even once the, you know, the toolbox is on, but I'm just going to hold it up so I can see where you could always put the dimensionals onto the belly band if that's easier for you. Okay, so we've got that sliding up and down, so that obviously we didn't want this sticking to this side of the card, because when they open it, we want them to be able to open it without any sticky bits. And then we've got some little nuts and bolts here that we're going to cut out in silver foil. They're all on one little die, so it makes it much easier to cut them out. They're quite fiddly, but they're really cute, I think. Okay, let's pop that over there so I don't lose it. So you could cut these out with some adhesive on the back if you want the adhesive backing, but you can also just pop little dots of glue on if you're really careful not to let it go too kind of splodgy. If you're not confident getting small amounts of glue out, just put some on a scrap or in the corner of your grid, and you can just put a kind of squidge some out and then just pick up little dots. That's a good way to do it, because especially with foil paper, you don't want it coming onto the foil because it really shows, and it will make it look smudgy. So just arrange these wherever you'd like them to be. Sometimes quite hard to make things look random, especially when they're a similar shape. So that one there. And finally, we're going to stamp. Like I said, we used the stamp from another greeting, and we're going to stamp in Pecan Pie. It's just going to scrap here. Upside down, doesn't really matter. I'm going to be cutting it out. So leave enough space either side because you're going to be using the pencil die to cut this out. I just thought it was a nice way to use this. So I've got a little bit of washi tape either end. It's quite, I've got ink on me somewhere, haven't I? It's quite a tight fit, but it will go about there. That's why I just want the washi tape on, just to pin it in place, because there isn't a lot of room here. Okay, I'm just going to cut that out with the machine. So you don't have to have the big version, you can have just the mini to use with this one. Okay, so with this I just stuck it on with glue because it's very narrow and I wasn't really going to get it'd be tricky to get the dimensionals underneath, and we'd already lifted it up one layer anyway. So I'm just going to pop this at an angle down here. You could pop it up here if you wanted to. Oh, and the little dots to finish off. So let's use these ones because they've got mainly silver left. I've used these so much. Lost my take a picture one, there it is. Okay, so just these silver ones here. I'm just going to pop one in each corner over these little holes just to look like we finished off the edge of the toolbox. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed making my Trusty Tools angled gatefold card. Take care, see you soon. Bye.